Hey, what's up? I'm Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
What's up?
Menace.
Hi.
Gina Grad.
Hey.
Seabass. There's Sammy.
Hello.
We are The Woody Show.
Yeah.
And you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, I'm Scott Burrell, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour with my boy Ryan Hoppe.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
People often argue over Android versus iPhones, but the real debate should be middle-aged Gen X morning shows versus Hoppe Hour. Guess who wins? We will let you decide. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. What? Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start. Okay, well, hit it. All right.
Now, something completely different. Smoke
Medical.
weed every day.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and that's it. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at? Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. Be the hottest, search about his competition. Microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-P-P-E. 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 You already know Hoppe Hour in your system.
This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, hanging out with you, and don't think I forgot about you for the next hour. 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Usually I begin the show with an opening monologue, but today I'm in not really a cranky mood, because this is the first thing I do in the day. I go to bed around 11 o'clock, then I get up around 10:30. I usually either stay in Tampa or at my place in St. Pete. So if I stay at my place in St. Pete, it's a 10-minute drive to the studios. But if I'm in Tampa, it's about a 40-minute drive. So today was a 40-minute drive, so I'm a little cranky. My back still hurts from the event I worked on Sunday, but I'm getting better. I know you're all so worried about it. But I want to get right into today's celebrity trash, only on Hoppe Hour.
Whoa! Hoppe Hot Topic!
What the hell's going on with Kristen Cavallari?
Kristen Cavallari is opening up about her.
It's Cavallari, not Cavallari.
Kristen Cavallari is opening up about her past romances after speculation that the very Cavallari alum dated Morgan Wallen last year. Kristen now seemingly confirms their rumored romance during a viral trend with her best friend Justin Anderson.
Here's the thing about Morgan Wallen. I've hooked up and dated girls that like Morgan Wallen, and they romanticize Morgan Wallen. They think he'd be so great to date. He'd be so awesome, so amazing. He seems like such a tool. It's incredible how much of an asswipe he seems like. But Kristen Cavallari seems to be into the country boy. Like Jake Color's kind of a country boy. He wasn't when he was in Chicago, but he's from Indiana. Now he lives in Tennessee. She liked that Gen Z country boy Kristen Cavallari did. And now she likes Morgan Wallen last year. I mean, she definitely has a type.
Where they tell truths about one another.
Suspect let Morgan Wallen hurt her feelings, and she kept going back.
I would do naughty things to Kristen.
Suspect got his lips done and then told everybody that they were natural.
And many fans were thrilled to finally solve her dating mystery.
Man, if you were like thrilled or got a high from figuring out who Kristen Cavallari is hooking up with, I'm not saying you're a loser, but you need like a new hobby. Like if you were like, oh my God, the problem is solved. The mystery is solved. It's like, what are you doing?
With one user writing, we have been wanting answers about Morgan for 2 years. And another adding, we knew Morgan Wallen was true. And while fans have long speculated about her romance with the country singer, Kristen had previously remained tight-lipped on the claims.
Oh yeah, she definitely was tight-lipped. It's the best way to be. Talking about giving, you know what I'm saying.
Back in September of 2023, the 37-year-old appeared on Watch What Happens
God,
Live.
she looks good for 37. She looks so good.
Refused to name a celebrity she'd recently gone on a date with, even with Andy Cohen trying to get it out of her.
Can you give us hints about the celebrity you went on a date with because your kids were big fans?
Oh, well, it's obviously Morgan Wallen. She just said her kids are big fans of her.
Oh, I love Andy Cohen. He knows how to get the best out of people.
I'm not answering that question.
But it's not Morgan Wallen because you said you never went on a date with them.
Did I say that?
She didn't go on a date with him. I love this. I love when like celebrity news is like, they didn't go on a date. They just were friends. It's like, no, they just were hooking up. I've had hookups before where it's just like, you come to my place and then you come in my place and then you leave.
You said you're not dating him.
I'm not dating him.
Oh, so you went on a
I
date
don't know.
because your kids were big fans.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
And while the details of her potential former romance with Morgan remain vague, Justin does divulge more details about the Laguna Beach alum's love life.
Suspect prides herself on being independent, but she always got a guy in rotation.
Whoa. This gay bestie she has calls her out. I love it. I love it.
Justin also seemingly reveals a past secret hookup of the reality stars.
Here's what's weird is I don't get, my voice is cracked. I don't get why she saw anything in Jake Collier. What the hell? And I'm not just saying this as a disgruntled, angry Chicago Bears fan, but like, what the hell did you see in that guy? Just being honest.
Suspect's hottest hookup that she's never told anybody about was with Jason Statham.
And Kristen's playful dive into her dating history comes,
man, her body count's real big then.
Not long after she ended a 7-month relationship with TikToker Mark Estes, who she called, quote, the best boyfriend she's ever had.
Yeah, his stamina must have been through the roof.
Back in October,
because you know Morgan Wallen probably had whiskey D from all the alcohol he drinks.
The best boyfriend she's ever had. Back in October, Kristen shared insight into her breakup during an episode of her podcast.
I broke up with Mark because I just know long-term it's not right.
She kind of has a point, but it's like, just live it up. Just don't get attached. God. Women think so much into sex, man. They get so attached. Us guys, we can just like, we can just move on. I have to be careful what I say because I don't want to get shadow banned on TikTok, but you definitely get what I'm saying. Where you come to your senses.
I just know long term, he needs to experience life.
Yeah.
He's young. I mean, he is. And
he's got to get that body count up.
I started to feel the age a little bit just with life experience. And
he's like, yeah, I was 1 year old during 9/11.
I look back when I was 24 and how much life has happened for me in between then.
You got married to a failed NFL quarterback, had a few kids, popped them out.
And I mean, those are crucial years. Those are formative years. This is when you find yourself. And he needs to be able to do that.
Well, hopefully he figures it out. I love Kristen Cavallari. I just love older women, and she definitely fits that vibe. you definitely look at Kristen Cavallari and you go, that is a MILF. 856-49-HOPPE. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Now, I know people are probably going, you just talked for 8 minutes. Why do you have to take a song break? I'm just waking up. Don't you want me to like kind of be awake and alert today and not just cranky? Well, we'll be back in 3 minutes. I'm going to play Money Dance by King Louie and Boss Woo. I sound so I sound so Caucasian saying that. We will be right back on Happy Hour after this. We'll be right back. Hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Happy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Hard body alert. Man up, band up, alert. Them drillers is out. We drillin'. Do the money walk. Throw a stack of two. For a stack of two. Then whack a crew. Yeah, no, I don't like that word. Loud only anti-men. I don't like that herb. When with your wife, she dirt. She jacking, call her jockey. I'ma send her home with her breath smelling cocky. I'm arrogant, cocky, Louis high body. I need some artwork. I'ma call Cardi, getaway driver. I'ma call Kari, Mac will leave him sorry. Band so many on me, all my niggas real. They PlayStation, Sony. In other words, they phony. So many mini-me's. When did I start cloning? Do the money dance. I'm full, but I'm hungry. I'm Louis 3 times, like Tony. Whipping off safety. I know I'm safe, it's on me. I got some new fans. Shout out who put them on me. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do a couple bands. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do a couple bands. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do a couple bands. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do the money dance. Do a couple bands.
Walk on getting that money walk. Jay-Z pimpin' did it vision. Shoot the 50, bet I hit no training wheels. Them hitters rolling. Ain't no time for block to block. Shoot up cribs, snatch up kids. You niggas scared. Go on, walk it out. I play to win. Ain't no loss, is stupid. My circle closed, we get money, they look funny. Fuck your life and your wife. Lil' folks to be wildin' out. Stupid bands, wipe them out. Drill style be my money dance. Dress, swing, legs, spin. I love my city, shot racks. But we heat them up. D-Wade's back. Shout out to Big Bro Zach Mac. Duck the case, fuck the Jakes.
Let's go! Play it!
Fuck the Jakes, play no games, poker face, anti-me cuss the face. Lean got me sleeping 9, but I'm wide awake. Hit the loud, no eyes will pump. King go stupid, I go clueless. Money dance, ain't no juking. Cool ass nigga, shove and push 'em. We real groovy, you lames lose.
Oh, really?
Do the money dance, do the money dance, do the money dance, do a couple bands.
Oh, he's doing money dance.
Dance, do a couple bands. Do the money dance, do the money dance, do the money dance, do a couple bands. Do the money dance, do the money dance, do the money dance, do a couple bands.
First at 5, the mayor of St. Pete is pushing back on the belief that the stadium deal between the city, the county, and the Rays is on its last legs following Hurricane Milton. A Pinellas County Commission vote to approve bonds for the new stadium is still scheduled for tomorrow. Over the last few weeks, uncertainty has grown as bills to repair Tropicana Field and Pinellas County beaches have come into focus. But tonight, Mayor Ken Welch and even a Pinellas commissioner who voted no on the initial deal see reasons for optimism.
It's so funny. Like, I know I'm an outsider and this is a worldwide podcast, but like I live in Tampa Bay and I'm able to see things more clearly because I'm not from here. And it's like all this effort is going into a mediocre brand. When there's many things like infrastructure and other things that could be fixed.
Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is in the newsroom with the latest for us. Evan, bring us up to speed.
Yeah, Haley, the problem is that the money Pinellas County needs to use for the stadium is from the same pot of money that is needed for beach renourishment.
Yeah, the beach is probably more important than an average, barely 500 record baseball team that doesn't invest in its players. Investing in the natural environment and the beaches and the things that really bring people to St. Pete, not a baseball team.
After 2 storms hit. Although right now it does not appear there are enough yes votes on the Pinellas Commission to approve the $312 million in bonds by tomorrow.
It's a lot of money. That's 30% of $1 billion for the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh my goodness. It just felt like everything was resolved before the hurricane. And then the hurricane just, I know it ruined a lot of people's houses and they lost their house and their car. But it feels like we were finally done hearing about the Rays in this stupid stadium. I thought we finally heard enough. And then, of course, Milton happens. And then this is all we hear about.
That doesn't mean those votes will never be there. Images of the Trop in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton are...
All right, I'm going to have a little PSA real quick. A little break into the show. So last night I said that when I recorded and talked about the Rays, I said that it didn't even feel like the owner of the Rays was trying to fix the roof by April. But about an hour after I got done saying that and uploading the show and putting the reel up on all social media at Ryan Hoppe Radio, all of a sudden, I look at the pictures that are released on Twitter. It always happens where I'll say something and then it's in past tense, in context. So I'll say something about a celebrity and then an hour later more news breaks. So then when the new episode is up, it's outdated. And the latest example was the inside of the Trop. Yeah, they should never play another game in there again. It just is trashed. But it feels like no one's tried to clean it up. I feel like if you were to hire a bunch of part-time people to pick things up, maybe, I don't know. It's just like the hurricane happened like 5 weeks ago, going on a month and a half ago. The time has flown and there's still debris inside. It's still that thing I said where it's like, it feels like they're not even trying. It's so strange.
Images of the Trop in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton are not necessarily symbolic of the future of the deal to build the new stadium. At least not yet.
There's been predictions of the demise of this plan for years.
There's Mayor Ken Welch, who cares more about expensive apartments in downtown St. Pete that nobody can live in, rather than making this city that used to be affordable.
No one thought we'd get this far. Let us work through this process.
A few days after Commissioner Chris Latvala said the Rays' temporary move to Tampa infuriated him to the point where he couldn't sign off on a $312.5 million bond payment for their new stadium, Mayor Ken Welch was in his office to smooth things over.
I thought it went well. We don't always agree politically, but he's somebody that I trust.
That's not necessary. You're talking about baseball. I love when everybody goes, I like that person, but we don't agree politically. Chris, nobody cares.
When he says something, I can normally take it to the bank.
The problem is this. Commissioners agreed in July on a 5-2 vote to give $312.5 million in bonds to the Rays.
You could use that money to literally fix St. Pete all over the place. $312 million.
Tourist tax money. But after the storm took out the Trop and all of Pinellas' beaches, a few commissioners, like Latvala, who voted no, see new uses for that money. And 2 of the yes votes are gone, replaced by 2 who are skeptical, meaning a majority have now signaled their opposition. Since the bonds don't technically have to be approved until the end of March, Latvala is advocating to build a new deal that could either generate more revenue to taxpayers or lessen the county's contribution in favor of hurricane recovery.
I want the Rays to stay. I want baseball to stay in Pinellas County, so I would be supporting of a delay.
I'm fascinated to know how much money the Rays make each year for Pinellas County, because opening day is always pretty packed. But like, I think the one amazing part about people not going to Rays games is that the traffic's not that bad. Can you imagine if the Trop was sold out every game? $275 would be no good, because there were times there was like day games during the playoffs in like the early 2020s and late 2010s, and traffic was bad.
Because I believe that there's still time.
While several Pinellas commissioners have signaled fury at the Rays' decision to not play at one of Pinellas County's minor league parks, the mayor of St. Pete doesn't share that view. The Rays can bring in much more money at Steinbrenner Field, revenue that could be critical if they're to sweeten an eventual new deal for taxpayers.
You've got to give us some grace to everyone after Helene and Milton. And again, our priorities... Our priority isn't just this deal. It's the resiliency of our entire community. So we got.
There's no. How do I word this? Resiliency with the community has nothing to do with a baseball team that nobody cares about. That's politician mumbo jumbo.
A lot on our plate. We're doing a lot of things. Stay patient, have faith.
As far as the Rays go, they have not agreed to interviews with Fox 13 since they announced they were moving to Steinbrenner Field while the city tries to get the Trop fixed.
The Rays are weird, man. I always have to be careful about how I discuss it because last year I pissed off some people in the media by announcing the fact that they were never going to have their own stadium in Tampa, and people got really mad at me. But the thing is, like, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. It's just the Tampa Bay Rays. The problem with the Rays is there is a good fan base. So let's say 90,000 fans they have or something are diehard. They really care. But they think because they care and they go to dive bars that put on the game that everybody cares. They live in a universe that's solo. Nobody cares. The Trop is always voted one of the worst places to play baseball. I went to a funeral for a media member, Dave Wells, who was the play-by-play guy for the Tampa Bay Rays. And it was the most beautiful funeral ever. The Trop is better for funerals than it is for baseball games. And I'm being dead serious when I say this. Speaking of another awful place to watch sports,
as we have some scary moments at AT&T Stadium about 2 hours before kickoff of Monday Night Football in Dallas. You can see here a large piece of metal falling right onto the field. This all
good job, Jerry Jones.
Happened while crews were trying to open up that stadium roof. Thankfully, there were no injuries. Workers bolted another piece of loose metal to the frame so that it wouldn't fall during the game. Officials say high winds were likely to blame there.
Yeah, I was watching last night's Monday Night Football game. I love watching the Manning cast with Peyton and Eli Manning. They're literally my heroes growing up. I loved them. I thought they were very funny. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this Manning cast that they have on TV is like the stupidest thing ever because I love it, but I hate it. They'll have Belichick in the first half, and he'll be dry and weird, but it's like a perfect amount of dry and weird. It's just Belichick, but you kind of see a human side of him. But then they'll have halftime where it's Chris Berman talking like this. And then the second half, they always have some awful guest in the third quarter. The first 5 minutes of the third quarter was Eli and Peyton, and it was great. And then they're like, up next is Jim Gaffigan. And I'm like, this could either be amazing or could be trash. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if Jim Gaffigan drank a little bit of wine or had some NyQuil or had an edible. but he was talking like this. Like, there was literally a 64-yard field goal that was made, and he's just going on and on about how he played football in the early 80s. And he was talking so monotone. And I love typing in his name on Twitter while the show was going on. And I know the internet's always going to be rude, but he was getting critically panned online. And even they brought in J.J. Watt for the fourth quarter, and he was all hyped because it was Texans-Cowboys, and J.J. Watt's one of the greatest just players of anything ever. I love his attitude. And he was all energetic, and he's like, I hope you guys don't mind. I had some coffee before this, some late-night coffee. And Eli Manning goes, yeah, we definitely need the energy, which seemed kind of like a dig at Jim Gaffigan for being a hack. I pressed two buttons at once, but that kind of describes his appearance last night on the Manning Cast. I saw this headline here, and this is just the most pathetic, sad thing ever. And I'm not even going to make this into a video. I've been doing videos about Brianna Chicken Fry being an attention-seeking imbecile, and it's getting me a lot of views. I saw this here. Brianna Chicken Fry LaPaglia moves on with new romance 1 month after ugly split. She's now dating Connor Wilson, some guy named Connor Wilson. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They were seen making out in public and this and that. And that's the ultimate bitter move that women do when they go through breakups is, and the problem was, I was a part of this phenomenon, and I'll explain. When women go through a breakup, a lot of times they have a rebound, and they, begin posting about the rebound, and they're like, oh my God, I have this new boyfriend, and they're not even a month removed from their last long-term relationship. And why do I know about that? Because that happened to me. Mm-hmm.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
The alumni.
Bunch of beaches, bunch of pretty bitches, but don't get it twisted, wrong turn, could be missing, stay riding with the bros like a car full of siblings, kush running through my system straight from, swear you ain't never gon' leave if you get a whiff of this, yeah my life is like a movie, nigga, you could get a clip, here they shooting better chip, that mean you should probably dip, any city I don't trip, out here, cause bitch I'm good at where I go, name any hood better nigga I know, headed to the stove for swishes, sweets in the tall, can Arizona, the sun hotter than the sun, where you from better on, throw it up, throw it. Don't wake me up, but I got a quarter pound, baby, you can weigh me up. All my bitches weigh a buck, 25 buck, 40, born bad like that army straight from. All the way turned up, white tee, pair of chucks, let me redesign you. Been that way since high school, nigga, and your girl, she been on my dick since high school. I'm sorry if you move, that's a, cause I been here, Hollywood all the way to the the bit, that's where nigga used to get my dro. Then I'm on Sunset selling night shows. If it ain't table in the bottle ain't going. So much smoke, man, the nigga can't breathe. Have some fun, the big girl don't let stay up.
Ho, ho. Alrighty, enough of that. 70 downloads. I got it.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best Delta 8 CBD honey around. DZ Beezy Honey at dzbeezyhoney.com. When I tell you it's the absolute best, it can come in the form of a lollipop. Lick the lollipop, the wrapper. Comes in honey sticks or a jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high, go to dzbeezyhoney.com and tell them I sent you. Okay? Get it? Got it. I good.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, it's MJ from the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM Tampa Bay, and you're listening to the Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Did you know most morning radio is scripted? Well, Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe is not.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Yo, it's Hoppe Hour, Ryan Hoppe's the name. Flipping thoughts quicker, sharp wit, no shame. Airwaves lit, circus energy insane. Hard-hitting topics, can't forget the fame. The H-O-P-P-E radio flow. Tune in quick, better know where to go. Hoppe with the mic, steal the show. Wild and unpredictable, vibes about to blow. Call her on the line, best smile, what you say? Hoppe's on the ground, won't let it slip away. Big laughs, big truths, every single day. Keep the dial locked, this is where we play. H-O-P-P-E radio flow. Tune in quick, better know where to go.
856-49 Hoppe. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
H-O-P-P-E radio flow. Tune in quick, better know where to go. Hoppe with the mic, steal the show. Wild and unpredictable, vibes about to blow.
Happy Hot Topic.
Now to some of the big legal cases we are keeping our eye on this week in our segment Burden of Proof. New details this morning in the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors now claiming that from behind bars.
Man, did this guy drink last night? Yes, it sounded really hungover.
Now to some of the big legal cases we are keeping our eye on this week in our segment Burden of Proof. New details this morning in the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors now claiming that from behind bars, Combs has been actually trying to reach out to possible witnesses.
Yeah, you knew he was just going to give up, now did you?
And influence potential jury pool. What more do we know about these recorded calls from jail? Diddy allegedly trying to influence the outcome of the trial, including potential witnesses and jurors?
Yeah, so it's important to know that when you're in custody, whether it's federal custody or state custody, that the phone calls that you make while you're in custody, it's being recorded unless those calls are being made to your attorney. Those
Yeah, Diddy seems pretty dumb.
calls are not recorded because they are privileged communications between you and your client. So the prosecutor is stating that several calls were made between Diddy and his sons, where he's claiming that he's telling the sons to try to put out videos or narratives out there that will benefit Diddy in
Yeah, I definitely thought about that when I saw his birthday post.
the long run when it comes to the jury pool, to the jury itself, but also to try to contact witnesses or potential witnesses in this case. Again, these are allegations that are being made by the prosecutors. None of this has been proven.
It's pretty obvious, though. It doesn't need to be proven. That video where they're all sitting around with the speakerphone and they're like, "We love you, Daddy." That was definitely trying to make him look human.
But what I do presume may happen that at this third application hearing is that the prosecutor is going to play this for the judge.
Let's move on to the Laken Riley murder.
All right, we don't need to hear about the Lincoln Riley thing. And then there's this.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs. He says prosecutors violated his rights after they accused him of contacting potential witnesses.
He's just making up mumbo jumbo. What I find funny about him and his lawyer, who reminds me of Lionel Hutz from The Simpsons, is they're just stretching to get anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, blah, 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 da, da, da. It's like, you're so guilty that you're just making things up now.
In his upcoming trial, senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky is tracking the case. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Rebecca. Sean Combs is accusing federal prosecutors of violating his constitutional rights by leafing through his handwritten jailhouse notes, calling it outrageous government conduct amounting to a substantive due process violation.
What's funny is I know that criminals deserve rights because it's a part of the judicial system. I get that they have the rights of everybody else. But it's funny how he's complaining about other people screwing him over when he's this guy that ruined everyone's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he deserves equal rights. But at the same time, it's just funny how he's like, they're screwing me over. It's like, this is kind of what you did to people, bro.
The Fed seized those notes in a recent raid, and prosecutors used them to claim Combs was actively continuing to obstruct justice while in custody. They said he's been calling people he's not supposed to call, trying to shape public opinion, and paying off potential witnesses, including his former Diddy Dirty Money bandmate Kalena Harper. Prosecutors say they drew a strong inference from Combs's personal notes.
I would not take money from Diddy. If I was diddled by him or something happened to me, I hate that word diddled, but if something happened to me at a Diddy party, I would not take the money. I'd be like, I'm bringing you down, bitch.
That he paid Harper to make a public statement supporting him. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges.
Yeah, he's not going to admit he's guilty. I'm waiting for them to go, yeah, he did it.
He's trying again this week for release on bail. Prosecutors insist there's nothing improper or unconstitutional about obtaining his notes.
Yeah, it seems like he's just reaching for anything.
The judge called a hearing for this afternoon, guys.
Whatever. 856-49 Hoppe, and then here's Shine.
He said terrible things about Jay-Z. He said terrible things about Tupac, so it doesn't surprise me. You know?
So you think it's just part of the game?
Sorry, we got to go.
Talking about Shine digs up Nas Diddy lyrics about shooting trial.
What's next for you, Shine? What's next for you?
Listen to the lost tapes. We all can't be lying. What did Nas say? He didn't like how Diddy did Shine with different lawyers. So, but Funk Flex, as I said, he said terrible things about Tupac, terrible things about Jay-Z. So, he brought audiences to my documentary, so thanks for the promotion.
I love that.
I love how the paparazzi doesn't have good microphones. Like, that microphone they used for the Hawk Tuah video? Yeah, they should be using those type of microphones. I don't understand this, like, it sounds like this when you're interviewing somebody in New York City. By the way, I feel really bad for Shine because, like, his song Bonnie and Clyde and Bad Boys is such good music, and then he went to prison for 8 years. I mean, come on now. And then there's this podcaster, Taylor Strucker. Let me see what show she's from. She is saying that Brittany Mahomes does not deserve to be friends with Taylor Swift. She is the host of the Taste of Taylor show. So she's one of those girls that thinks that she's like friends with Taylor and has a parasocial relationship.
I am very passionate about Brittany Mahomes.
Yes, get it out.
And her friendship with Taylor Swift. I personally feel like she does not deserve it.
What do you deserve? Who cares? You're a loser. We're all losers. We're all going to die someday. Who cares if somebody wants to hang out with somebody? Are you that much of an imbecile?
Not worthy. And that's not saying like necessarily anything super bad about her.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying she's not worthy to hang out with somebody, but I'm not saying it super badly. It's what lawyers say. Whenever you listen to a lawyer radio show, they go, I love you, but I'm going to rip into you. She's too much of a phony, this Taylor girl, to admit that she's just going to full on insult Brittany Mahomes. Don't say, oh, but I'm not trying to be mean or whatever. Listen.
Worthy. And that's not saying like necessarily anything super bad about her.
Yeah.
Nothing super bad about her, even though she doesn't deserve to be around Taylor. You're a loser, dude.
Like, I'm not worthy of a friendship with Taylor Swift. But like, Brittany, I know that her husband's like a quarterback and they have gajillions of dollars and like he's the GOAT. But she just is so
He's not the GOAT yet.
normal.
Yeah.
And
what are you? You're annoying. You're a cackling hen.
Like, let the fabulous queens be fabulous. Like, what are you doing at a dinner with Blake Lively and Sophie Turner? Get out of here.
She is so jealous. People sometimes say that when I rip into other people, I'm jealous. I'm just doing this for material. But this woman literally is jealous that she doesn't get to hang out with Taylor. She's like, why does Brittany Mahomes get to?
Like, it just makes me so crazy angry.
Yeah.
Wow, she is bitter. She's the type of person, she would do a Brianna chicken fry thing where she would expose her exes. Every guy out there, do not date this woman. She's crazy.
Like, I can't even see straight. And don't even get me started on her fashions.
No.
Who cares what she wears? Like, people will be like, oh my God, you talk about celebrity news. Who cares? I'm making jokes. This woman's literally a sociopath. Of course, Brittany Mahomes is going to be friends with Taylor Swift. She's the wife of the quarterback that is throwing balls. I'm saying this funny, but what I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes throws touchdowns to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift. Patrick Mahomes is married to Brittany Mahomes. Of course, he's going to be hanging out together. Mm-hmm.
Everything she wears, it's like she's trying to infuriate me. Specifically. Look what's happening. Get her away from her.
It's crazy.
I know. I don't think it's an act. I think she is like so genuinely herself. I die for her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would. Oh my God. Do you have anything going on in your life? Bitter.
I love her. And her and Travis are endgame to confirm.
100%.
Travis cheats on her all the time, probably. Okay? You're going to talk about that?
Yes.
But like, Brittany does not deserve to be there.
What do you deserve? You're like a 5 out of 10. You got the personality of a 2 out of 10. So if you do the math, that's a 7 out of 20.
It's just going to be for a little bit, right? Like,
she might be at the wedding. Do you think she's at the wedding?
Do you think she's going to be in the wedding?
Like, I don't.
Wow. What's your wedding going to be like?
She's at the wedding.
You'll be freaking out the day of the wedding. You'll be like, the dress isn't zippering up. I keep eating Cheetos while watching Taylor documentaries.
Do you think she's going to be in the wedding?
Like, I don't know, maybe.
Honestly,
Jason will be Travis's best man.
Wellness check on me if Brittany Mahomes is a bridesmaid. Okay?
Oh my God, what if the kids are little flower people?
Shut your mouth when you're speaking to me. No. In my mind, I've chalked it up to like, this is what you do. When you date a guy, you become friends with the girlfriends and wives of his best friend. Also, let's not overlook the fact that he's technically his boss. He's the
I can't take this. Taylor Strucker, I'm sure you got an amazing podcast. Wow, are you annoying? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Mm-hmm. Probably wondering, why am I 37 and on dating apps and no one wants to date me? Because they do the research and they go, you are crazy. Mm-hmm.
HGTV's Christina Hawk breaking her on-camera silence exclusively to ET about her messy divorce from Josh Hall.
When someone is insecure by you and doesn't like to watch you win, that like really puts a damper on everything.
It's kind of hard to want to watch an ex win when an ex is speaking about their other ex. Man, these Gen Z millennial women talking about their exes. It's like this new thing, this new phenomenon. They're never the problem.
For real?
He missed me so much.
You're bringing a chicken in the car?
I feel like I was not shining as bright to try to not make him feel emasculated.
Here's the thing. Brianna Chicken Fry did this. Kayla Nicole did this. It's this thing where they go, I lost my identity when I dated him. Well, that's a you problem. It's not the man's problem. And that could go with any gender. When I was dating one of my exes, I stopped talking to my mom as much. That was a me problem. That wasn't her. So Christina Hack, you literally are your last name. You're a hack.
But who wants to live like that?
In July, an irate Josh says Christina blindsided him with divorce papers. She accused him of stealing $35,000 from her bank account.
I would too if I had to listen to her.
Josh was abruptly cut from their upcoming renovation show, The Flip Off, with Christina's other ex, Tarek El Moussa, and his wife, Heather, just as it started filming.
I bet her body count's big as hell.
Was not fun, to be honest. I did not enjoy filming with him. So having split up made this, to be honest, so much easier and so much better in every way. The show.
I can't take this. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. So irritating.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Shut up!
persuasive talk, tempting me to fall. That devil's walk, that persuasive talk, tempting me to fall. That devil's walk, that persuasive talk, tempting me to fall. Oh, it feels like heaven here along with you. Love that's good for nothing is that devil.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
70 downloads. Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best pre- and post-workout around. That being Fortify. FORTIFEYE.com. And at checkout, use keyword Ryan20 to save 20%. FORTIFEYE.com. This is also being brought to you by Amir Academy of Martial Arts at amiracademy.com, 2700 22nd Street North, and that is in St. Petersburg.
Hello again. It's your favorite San Francisco DJ, Hammer and Hank. I may look normal, but the truth is, I have a condition known as autism. That's right, it's a condition, not a disease. Fact is, autism can strike anyone, regardless of who they are. People with autism normally have difficulties in verbal and non-verbal communication skills, social interactions, and leisure activities. In a recent study, people with autism are less likely to have a job and more likely to become homeless. I beat the odds by having loving friends and family, having a college education. I have even worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an honored personality for many years. Always remember that people with autism want the same things as you, to be happy and successful.
Did you know Ryan Hoppe is bipolar? He loves it, no he hates it. He loves it, no he hates it.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, this is Lex from the Lex and Terry Radio Network, and we are now ready to name our successor, Ryan Hoppe.
If a Chicago accent and Florida man went on a wild weekend and ended up with a kid, it would be Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Lights are bright, the night's alive. Ryan Hoppe's where we thrive. Laugh and chat until we're free. Hoppe Hour, just you and me. Drinks are cold, the vibe is right. We won't stop until daylight. Raise your glass, let's make a toast. Ryan Hoppe, he's our host. Hoppe Hour, party time. Dancing rhythm, every line. Friendship, laughter, that's the key. Ryan Hoppe sets us free.
856-49 Hoppe. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. Let's get back into the show right now.
Moments that we won't forget.
Whoa! Hoppe Hot Topic!
Like, step away from the mic and play your guitar.
Machine Gun Kelly is bringing his musical talent to The Voice.
It has been so cool the last decade, the last 120 months, the last 10 years, the last 10% of a century. Seeing Machine Gun Kelly become this big brand. When I worked on Rover's Morning Glory, he came by and he was doing the whole Wild Boy song, and he was a Cleveland rapper, and he was such a good dude. He absolutely, positively reeked of marijuana, and that was before weed was legal. But when I tell you that Machine Gun Kelly is a cool dude, he really is.
NBC announces that the rocker is getting ready to make his debut on the reality competition series on November 19th as a playoff advisor to Team Gwen Stefani.
Gwen seems insufferable. I don't know why. She just gives me that vibe. She just skanks me out.
MGK, who is currently expecting a baby with actress Megan Fox, appears with Gwen in a preview clip as he gives his superstar advice to contestant Jake Tankersley.
So good.
Thank you. It makes me think about my wife and my kids back at home.
There's room for you to be more animated in the storytelling in your eyes.
Yeah, you have a good smile too, so maybe a crack a smile or something on there, let people know they can be close to you.
Lyrically, it's a lot of words.
When you have any moment when there is no lyrics though, because there's so many words, like step away from the mic and play the guitar. It's all about the feel. You have a wife and kids, like they bring the color to your life, so.
MGK's really grown up too. He had kind of that like white boy badass vibe 10 years ago. It's so cool seeing him be all Hollywood. He's all grown up.
It's all feel.
I love that. I love that.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Right.
I think everything about this performance is just going to be you selling that story emotionally.
Yeah.
Who did you love in the country scene image-wise?
Johnny Cash is like.
Of course, bro. So,
like,
I mean, dude, I think you should come like that on the show.
MGK's new role on the singing competition series comes shortly after he and Megan Fox revealed the happy news that they are expecting. The actress took to her social media a week ago to reveal her pregnancy news, sharing a pic of her bump and a photo of a positive pregnancy test.
I wonder what it's like being MGK, if he wants that kid or if he's freaking out a little bit.
Captioned, "Nothing is ever really lost."
All right, so that's going on there. This is also happening.
Burglars break into Windsor Castle Estate, the home of Prince William and Kate Middleton. Burglars allegedly broke into the grounds of Windsor Castle, the estate that includes the Prince and Princess of Wales' primary residence, back in October. Police confirmed to NBC News. Thames Valley Police tell the outlet it received a report of a burglary, quote, at a property on Crown Estate land, just before midnight on October 13th. Police say that the burglars entered a farm building and, quote, made off with a black Isuzu pickup and a red quad bike before leaving for a nearby town. They add in their statement, quote, no arrests have been made at this stage and an investigation is ongoing. The location of the burglary was only a few miles away from Adelaide Cottage, where Kate and William live with their 3 children.
That is absolutely, positively frightening.
Can you hear me?
Beyonce is heading home to Texas. Netflix has announced that the 32-time Grammy winner will perform at the NFL halftime show during the Houston Texans versus Baltimore Ravens game on Christmas Day.
And I bet she'll do that country music song and all the fans will be so mad.
This event will also be the first time the 43-year-old will play songs from her latest album, Cowboy Carter, live. And Beyonce also teases her performance in a November 17th Instagram post shared to her account and NFL accounts.
It's a lot of chatter in here.
I gotta skip over this because of copyright.
Beyonce's return to the public stage in Houston will come 2 months after she made a surprise appearance at the Kamala Harris rally in her hometown on October 25th. The NFL halftime show will also mark the first time Beyonce has performed since she wrapped her Renaissance World Tour in October of 2023.
I'm very curious to see how it goes when it comes to the streaming on Netflix, if it's going to be the circle of death or if it's going to actually work. Whatever happens, because this is going to be on Netflix on Christmas, they need to fix that server.
Following a 56-show run that spanned 39 cities across Europe and the United States. This exciting news comes 2 weeks after the release of the Grammy nominations, where Cowboy Carter snagged 11 noms, putting her in the lead over other artists, including Charli XCX, Kendrick Lamar, and Post Malone.
Alrighty, so there's that going on. And Erin Andrews talks about her eyebrows.
Can I know where Erin gets her eyebrows done?
Oh my God,
amazing.
enough. I got them done probably a month and a half ago, and people are still talking about these things. I'm using a serum.
Sounds a little self-conscious if you ask me.
You look great. This is a positive.
Some people say they're buzzard. I'm not trying to make them that way. I just like bushy eyebrows.
Okay, you're being crazy right now because I'll tell you who loved them. Our FaceTime the other day with Julian Edelman. Jules, like, your eyebrows look.
Probably. I bet Jillian wants to bang her.
You know, he goes, "You just got your brows done, huh?" No, I got them done a month and a half ago.
Yeah, that's just getting them done. Maybe Julian Edelman hadn't talked to her in a while. God. Women, what are you going to do with them? I'm just kidding. I just saw that World War III is trending on Twitter. So we are doomed. This headline made me very mad. I can't stand one-way drivers. You're a loser. You're a hack. You're a drunken moron. Whenever I'm going down 275 in Tampa Bay, going across the Howard Franklin, it'll say, use extreme caution, one-way driver. And I'm like, I never actually see it. I'm not trying to manifest it, but it's like always frightening. I always kind of drive to the right so I can go into the emergency lane.
5 was also on the scene of a...
So this was in Cleveland.
5 was also on the scene of a serious crash near I-271 North in Chagrin involving 2 vehicles just after midnight. Pepper Pike Fire Department tells us that they transported people to the hospital. They didn't tell us how many. Their condition is unknown.
It's sad. The cars are totaled.
The express lane heading north opened just about an hour ago. We have reached out to police and more details, and we're waiting to hear back.
I think they need to really prosecute one-way drivers, or it's just not going to stop. And they need to prosecute criminals like this.
This morning, a string of burglaries targeting professional athletes now includes players from the NBA.
While I was at my game yesterday, I had a home invasion.
Bobby Portis from the Bucks.
And they took most of my prized possessions.
Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis posting this surveillance video, saying 2 masked men broke in when it was obvious he wasn't at home. The NBA star now asking his fans and followers for help.
I am now offering a $40K cash reward for any information or tips that leads to the return of my stolen items.
Police reported a break-in at the home of Minnesota Timberwolves point guard Mike Connolly Jr.'s home in September, according to reports by the Minnesota Star Tribune. And just last month, 2 back-to-back burglaries at the homes of Super Bowl winning quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City Chiefs teammate, tight end Travis Kelce.
It's frustrating, it's disappointing. But I mean, I can't get into too many of the details because the investigation is still ongoing, but obviously something that you don't want to happen to really anybody.
According to police reports obtained by NBC News, Mahomes' 8-acre estate in Missouri was hit October 6th. His dream home, that includes a football field with his name in the end zone, featured in the Netflix series Quarterback.
I might as well build the exact house I want.
And at Kelsey's home in Leawood, Kansas, $20,000 in cash stolen, according to a police report obtained by NBC affiliate KSHB. The burglaries happened while both players were in New Orleans for an October 7th game against the Saints. Kelce has previously said that despite safety precautions he's taken since his relationship with pop superstar Taylor Swift, he still feels vulnerable.
My mic was off. I would too.
The one thing you don't realize that when somebody posts your house online, that everybody now has your address.
The police chief involved in Bobby Portis's case telling a local station in Milwaukee there are, quote, striking similarities between all 4 burglaries.
It's a lot of questions here, Kaylee. But how are they going to actually go about figuring out whether these crimes are connected?
I think the key is working together. So the police chief involved in Bobby Portis's case out of Wisconsin has said they have reached out to law enforcement, police, and FBI in each of these states. Think about it, all in the Midwest. We're talking about Wisconsin, Minnesota, as well as Missouri, and Kansas, a 4th because of where Patrick and Travis live, respectively. So they're working together, but beyond that, because these are ongoing investigations, we don't have a lot of information.
And you make a good point, though. It's not, I mean, it's pretty easy to know when they're traveling, when they're on the road.
Yeah, you don't have to case a house to know when the Kansas City Chiefs are on the road in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's playing the Saints. You know?
All righty, there we go. 856-49-HOPPE.
There's some surprising health news this morning. Turns out more than half of the nation's adults are eligible for the wildly popular weight loss drugs Ozempic and Wegovy. According to a new study from JAMA Cardiology, about 140 million could be candidates for the drugs. NBC medical contributor Dr. Natalie Azar joins us now to break it down. That's a whole lot of folks.
I don't think Ozempic is necessary. I think so many people, when they do Ozempic, man, it does not look good. Listen, I had an idea about doing it, but I don't feel like having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night because I like getting my beauty sleep and not taking a dump at 1 a.m. And second of all, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know. There's something nice about naturally losing weight. Like, I've lost maybe 2 or 3 pounds, but I've been swimming and lifting hard. I'm still like 300 pounds, but I'm 6'9". But it's like, come on, guys, you guys look terrible.
Watching and listening right now, what are the qualifications, Dr. Nat, to be considered?
Yeah, so if we break that down, of that 137 million, about 129 million people would be eligible to manage their weight, about 35 million to manage diabetes, and about 8.9 million people to manage heart disease.
The thing is, it says 129 million for weight management, but then the 35 million and 8 million for heart disease and diabetes, that's what it's originally for. It's that skinniness. It just looks weird. Like, I get that people want to lose weight. I get it. I get that people get discriminated against when they're overweight, but the look of it, man, it doesn't look good when you don't naturally lose weight. The, like, skin's all droopy and that. It's just not good, man. This is a very strange reference, but the show F is for Family on Netflix was made by Bill Burr. It was about the 70s. And in the show F is for Family, the boss of the airlines was really fat and he loses weight and he's all droopy, and that's what it looks like.
These numbers really are staggering. And you know what? 137 million, that is more people that are eligible for statins, which, as we know, are just almost ubiquitous because of the risk or their dramatic risk.
I had that saying, if I'm bored, you're bored. Mm-hmm. And there, what could we talk about? All right, we got this right here. Right here. If you're listening an hour and 10 minutes in, thanks for listening. We're just doing this right here.
Yeah, they had the...
So this is Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater showing PDA at the Wicked premiere.
Wicked premiere in New York City. And, of course, her boyfriend, Ethan Slater, was there. He's also in the movie.
Right. That's how they met.
Yeah. And while we, they've been out at events together, we generally have not seen PDA since they've been official and they've been out and about as a couple. That changed last night, so I'm not sure exactly why.
I got a whole theory.
You got a theory?
On this. Yeah. I mean, look, this was kind of a messy start to a relationship.
Yeah, it began with infidelity.
He was married with a kid, and then there were people saying there was overlap, that the wife had come out and suggested that, that something was going on. And I think they were really low-keying it. And I think this is kind of the launch of this public relationship. Now that the movie's coming out, there's got a lot of buzz about the movie. It's all positive. People are excited. So this is the time to strike.
So you figure ride the coattails of the movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It also could be like kind of a promotion tactic where, everyone has been having all eyes on the movie premiere and trying to see any little glimpses of them showing PDA. They did the Australia premiere. They had the LA premiere. They always walked separately, never even barely talked to each other. But now the movie's coming out. Guess what? Very soon, and now all of a sudden they're showing just a little bit to get people to continue to talk about the movie. And
yeah, I'm not going to see the movie.
Look, people are going to talk about the movie regardless, but it is true that a huge part of the movie has to do with Ariana and Ethan falling in love on this movie set.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. What is his role in what character?
He plays Bach, so he's one of the little people.
I have a crush on this reporter. I love the Valley Girl accent she has
in the movie.
All right, so we got that going on. So the thing is, TMZ used to timestamp their segments so that they don't. So I'm skipping forward into this. We got this.
Well, UFOs or UAPs center stage in Washington, D.C. this week. A huge congressional hearing, historic, really.
I don't know why. I don't think UFOs were that exciting. I think if we really knew the truth of what's out there, we would not care.
Addressing the topic, and you had Congress demanding answers. Some very interesting testimony from witnesses.
So, look, this was The second big hearing, and this is after the New York Times a few years back did a groundbreaking story on UFOs, which are now called UAPs,
doesn't sound as cool.
Congress opened its eyes, and they started what they said were serious hearings. This is the second. There is still controversy over this.
Right. Are we actually getting the truth from the government? So joining us right now, someone who was at that hearing, has been covering this for The Hill, Mark van Rennenkamp. Welcome to TMZ Live.
I'm going to try to play as much as possible of this, but I'm getting a little bored, but I don't want to just cut it off.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for having me, and thanks for covering this story.
We appreciate it. So, Mark, look, there's a guy named Jeremy Corbell, who you know, who really is the leader, or certainly one of the big leaders, in this movement for transparency. And Jeremy talks about the government embracing the truth so they can tell another lie. And the intimation there, the strong intimation, is the government's not coming clean still. What say you, and what came out of this hearing?
That's the million-dollar question. And let me just frame the broader discussion, right? For about 80 years, we have seen official obfuscation, derision, and ridicule of this topic. I think what we're seeing now, just in the last day or two, we're seeing a bit of a change from the U.S. government. Now, that is entirely separate from what Congress is digging into, and those are that's a much thornier issue of these.
All right, I'm sorry. If you guys want to learn more about aliens, this goes on for 5 minutes. I can't do this. There also is this.
Boy. Welcome back to TMZ Live. A former employee of Kanye West is describing a very bizarre scene in the
Yeah, he seems like a weird guy.
Workplace. And when I say the workplace, in this case, he's referring to hotel rooms in Beverly Hills, because someone who says his position with Kanye was a project manager. It was employed by Yeezy LLC.
So Kanye supposedly summoned him, according to this lawsuit, to the hotel.
Right.
Kanye opens the door. He is panting. His pants are unbuttoned. Bianca, his then girlfriend, is standing there topless with his...
Bianca's weird. She looks like a brain-dead Kim Kardashian, and that's saying something.
With her hands over her breasts, and he is taken aback. And he says that is just the beginning.
Right, because what happened after that initial scene, he says that Kanye went back into this...
Well, said, hey, I need you to wait here.
Yeah, wait here. Don't go anywhere. And he says that Kanye went back into the bedroom, did close the door. He at least had the decency to close the door. But this former employee says that he was sitting there waiting for, as he put it, a very uncomfortable 10 minutes.
I bet that's the longest 10 minutes ever.
Long minutes, he said.
When he heard a lot of
panting
and
clapping
and moaning and panting.
Weird.
And I don't think this was the clapping he was talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, look, he's saying that afterward, Kanye comes out into where this guy is standing wearing a T-shirt with a swastika on it and said, what do you think of my T-shirt?
It's pretty alarming here. I mean, because the guy, Murphy aficionado, he's an employee, and therefore he's got certain expectations and rights as an employee. One of them is not to be subjected to his boss having sex in the next room loudly while he waits in the anteroom or whatever it is.
I've actually never heard sex. It's really weird. I've never had a roommate, blah, blah, blah. Da, da, da. It's just, I don't think I need to hear it.
So he's filed a legal claim saying that he's entitled to compensation from...
I remember one time, we'll skip out of this. We don't need to hear more about Kanye having sex. There was a girl I liked named Hannah, who was a listener of Rover's Morning Glory when I was in Cleveland. And she was kind of hanging out with me for clout and ended up going on air and saying how I'm a terrible kisser at that time or whatever. And I remember... she would like kind of go from guy to guy at parties. And what happened was one night there was this guy named Ryan, who is this handsome guy with blonde hair. And let's just say she had sex with that Ryan.
Hoppe Hour.
Oh, Hannah, I bet your body count's high.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Yeah. Are you ready? Lady, Kristen, let's get 'em. Girl, you been checking on me, and I wanna know if we cut, what it's gonna be. You fucking with the rule, expect nothing less than diamonds. Benz's, Birkin, one thing's for certain. I'm searching for Miss right now. Fuck Miss right, baby, if you like, I get you out of them nights. Put you in them little cute peekaboo Jimmy Choos. If there's a problem, I on you.
We got a problem. She's too fine. The way she works her body, man, is blowing my mind. I know I'm not gonna be okay if she leaves. And now she's got me looking and she's staring at me. My situation's changed. I'm caught up in a mess that I can't fix out. Am I gonna get up? Cause her eyes I can't resist. She's too fine. She's so fine. She's too fine. I'd give anything to make her mine. Girl, work your body. You got me all hypnotic. Can we get naughty? Cause girl, I want you bad. You're too fine. You want me now? I'm gonna try to get to you. Nothing that I can't do. Everybody knows she's too fine. She's so fine. She's too fine. She's so fine. And I never thought I'd say
Black and Beats vibes, baby.
some girl, I used to be a player, but she's rocking my world. I know she's not gonna be okay if I leave. Cause now her friends are stepping over, talking to me. My situation's changed. I'm caught up in a game that I can't win. How am I gonna get up? Cause that ass I can't resist. She's too fine. She's so fine. She's too fine. I'd give anything to make her mine. Girl, work your body. You got me all hypnotic. Can we get naughty? Cause girl, I want you bad. You're too fine. You want me now? I'm gonna try to get to you. Nothing that I can't do. Everybody knows she's too fine. She's so fine. She's too fine. She's so fine.
Let's break it down for 1 minute now.
She look all like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I settled on my girl, what you can be. I am the one.
Black and
She took
Beats
my hand to the floor, we got it done. The way she's shaking, man, there ain't no mistake.
Baby, got too many issues, play too many games, got too many shoes to pack for 2 days. The good thing is I think she goes both ways. Head game main, brought 2 friends that look like twins, but let's play devil's advocate for a minute and handle our business. Bird or Goodman, baby, why wouldn't I give you everything your heart desires? Just so fine.
Work your body, you got me all hypnotic. Can we get naughty? Cause girl, I want you bad. You're so fine.
So
You
fine.
want me now? I'm gonna try to get to you.
Yeah, are you?
I can't do. Everybody knows she's too fine. She's so fine. She's too fine. She's so fine.
I think she's so fine, all right?
Kristen.
All right.
Now we do it.
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her baby girl are showered with love.
Oh, no, I forgot she's going to be a mom. This is scary.
The pregnant 33-year-old, who's currently expecting her first child with Ken Urker, shares new pics
Side dude, Ken Urker.
of her baby shower held in her native Louisiana on November 16th. And Gypsy also makes a big reveal in the process, sharing her moniker for her little girl,
Don't kill me.
Gypsy writing on social media, Ken and I were so excited to have a beautiful celebration that our daughter, Aurora Reyna Urker, can look back on and see how our community welcomed and embraced her with love. She will be supported and given all the happiness a child should experience.
Yeah, she's like, I hope she doesn't kill me.
The My Time to Stand author also shares several images from the
She's an author? Who would buy her book?
shower, including some adorable pink details from sugar cookies and other sweet treats to a beautiful photo wall complete with a decorative pink bow. The reality star beams as she smiles in a pink floral gown with the venue's chef. The Life After Lockup star recently set the record straight about a prenatal paternity test, confirming that her boyfriend, Ken Urker, is in fact the father of her baby and not her ex, Ryan Anderson.
Sorry, Peter Griffin.
Writing in a November 5th Instagram post, there's been a lot of chatter around the paternity of our baby.
Yeah, you kind of had the John Mulaney little timetable of like infidelity, the Ethan Slater, but just not pregnant yet. Whoa, what if Ethan Slater knocked up Ariana?
And while we've known for sure from the beginning, I feel that it's finally time to put all these theories to rest.
Whatever. And then here's Big Ed. I don't like 90 Day Fiance, but I love Big Ed. He talks about his 24-hour engagement.
I need to ask about your engagement. It was very short-lived. Tell me everything about it.
Yeah, so kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Yeah, you know, I'm just kind of needing attention.
Okay. You know, I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did. And the media scared her away, so...
No, you scared her away.
Yeah.
What made you move so fast?
You know what, it was, she came to one of my events in Florida. I was at a meet and greet. It was kind of love at first sight. Yeah, I felt really good about it, and I went for it.
Yeah. And what specifically?
With a paperclip.
I read that. How was it hard to make the ring out of a paperclip?
I had the manager of the restaurant do it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. He should just have like a wedding ring on him at all times and just be like, I'm going to propose to you.
Okay. What specifically about the media? Was there a certain headline she read or something that was just too much for her?
Oh, absolutely. Like we were both feeling it. She was going to come to Arkansas.
She obviously wasn't feeling it.
I was going to come back and see her, but once the media found out who she was, you know, it went viral. It was on the cover of every...
Yeah, you're pretty famous, bro.
...entertainment magazine in the United States, and she just freaked out.
Yeah. Would you ever get engaged that quickly again?
Absolutely.
Yeah, whatever makes me famous.
What are you looking for in your next relationship?
Probably the biggest thing that I haven't had in my...
is trust and love.
My previous relationships, I want somebody that has respect for who I am. That's so important.
Well, you got to show them respect.
Important, and that was lacking in my the one before last with Liz. I never felt that respect, I think is important. And then I think when you know, and I never felt that.
Yeah, you're on 90 Day Fiance, bro. It's not true love.
So I'm looking for that feeling and, of course, respect.
Yeah.
All right, we got it. You want respect.
Do you still keep in contact with Liz?
Not at all.
I love when these celebrity news sites are like, do they keep in touch with their ex? I don't know.
No.
I don't keep in touch with mine, but I can guarantee they ain't getting the pipe I was providing.
Tick-tock, clock's a joke, we're playing cruel pranks. Hoppe's hour almost done, feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom then streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams.
Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shout-outs hit the street. But soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat.
Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shout-outs hit the street. But soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat.
Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's
clockwork to a show, and now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Ryan Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine, the void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers, silent vibe coming to an end, like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe's jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Hoppe Hour is now over.